Yeah.
All right, I'm
Hi,
gonna go ahead and start.
Penny.
Hey there, everyone. We're so glad to
Hey.
have you today. And I'm no expert. I just believe in momentum, hustle, 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 and it's about doing the same thing over and over and over as fast as you can. And hopefully, what you're doing is going to be the right way of doing it. But what I do may not work for you, and what you do may not work for me. It just depends on uh, our personality and how we like to do business and conduct business. But I will tell you that I've been in network marketing since I was 17 years old illegally. I was supposed to be 18 in a company that is all about nutrition. But my aunt lied and said on my application I was 18. So I'm 68 now. So been in it, love it, everything I can do. But I do know that unless I take and develop me, my business isn't going to develop. And so a lot of people say, well, what do I do on the platforms? I'm telling you right now, if you're going to do uh, anything on any type of a platform, Telegram, I absolutely love Telegram. And because people reach out to you and then you could ask them just kind of like you would anybody else. Hey, who are you? What do you do? And they say, oh, I've got this great plan, and I'd like to share it with you. I said, well, share it. I always let people share what they're doing with me because when that's over, I can share what I'm doing with them, and that's how you. It's just you take a cold market, and when you start to talk to people, you automatically create a warm market. It's very important that you write down who you talk to, when you talk to, what you talked about. Maybe they just had a baby, right? Get you 3x5 cards out. I'm old school, and just write that down: their name, their contact information, and then. When you're doing any kind of marketing, especially on the different platforms that are out there, if I'm gonna suggest that you get a LinkedIn account. I'm going to suggest that you get a Pinterest account and, of course, a Facebook account, for sure, for sure, for sure, and a TikTok account. And if you got an X account, that would be great too, because it's about consistency. And when you find something that works for you, and it can be anything, it could just simply be, you don't have to be a master at this. I mean, gosh, I'm the old school and I'm heart to heart, belly to belly, and handshake to handshake and just find out what people want. And it's no different when you're marketing on the web. A lot of people will go out and just start blasting Facebook and with all kinds of, oh, come see my business. And people won't do that. You've got to build that warm market. And that warm market can be done in a matter of seconds. LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn a lot. And I'll go out and make a post every now and then. But at the same time, people are always trying to contact me since I'm a motivational speaker and a life coach. Everybody in the world wants to take it and let me hire them to make me better than what I am. And so, but you say, what does that matter? It doesn't, because they're reaching out to me. Wouldn't you like to have about 10 or 15 people a day reaching out and say, I want to connect with you? Well, that's what they are. And a lot of people, if you don't know how to use a cell phone, you don't know how to use the computer, then this isn't going to be for you. Okay, these are things that you have to learn how to do. When I first started network marketing, I had to learn how to fill out an application with people. I had to use a fax machine. I had to use an 8-track videotape, and then as things progressed, I began to use different things. A cassette tape, and then we have the internet. So lead capture pages are always important to me. And I would try to help you to understand that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And everybody says, well, what can I do to get myself going up on the internet and get going? Well, first of all, you got to create these accounts. And what you don't want to do is get, killed because of spam. Now let's go back to YouTube. I suggest that you start a YouTube channel today. Just go to YouTube, create an account, and just be very, very careful. If you got your TV going on in the background and there's music, you can get banned very quickly because of copyright. So be very careful with your material, but at the same time, be consistent with it. Every day, post something of value. Something that somebody says, say, Lauren would say, hey, Dr. H, I want to know about that. Now that's what you're trying to create. Or let's say that Jennifer's doing something out there and how to make peanut butter sandwiches with jelly. Now she's got my attention. All right. I'll say, Jennifer, I want that recipe. Do you see how this works? It's no different than the belly to belly, heart to heart. And you got to keep it fun, folks. And you say, is it a race? No, it's not a race because you still have a LIFE out there, a life. So you got to learn how to balance it. And so for me, I've done network marketing, and I know what it's like to have you go out there one day and you got 5 people on your team. 6 months later, you got 5,000. And I know what that's like. And then I tried to get into micromanaging. Don't do that. When you get somebody in your business, I just want to say this up front. When you do get somebody in your business, they are yours. I'm not going to contact them. I'm getting like 3 or 4 emails a day telling me about what's fixing to happen, on YouTube with our new company. And I should be getting 1 or 2, 1 from the company and 1 from my sponsor. So if you're not careful, you'll spend more of your time micromanaging than you are out there advertising your business. Now, I will tell you, if you're not familiar with NFS cards, that's what these look like right here. These are wonderful. And I'll see if I put that in front of me. I carry this. It's on a chain here. It's got my little card on there. But on the other side, all somebody's got to do is tap my phone. That's it. And it immediately gets out there to them. And I advertise. If I'm in Walmart, when I go through Walmart, my wife will tell you, my left hand is full of cards. My right hand is digging those things out. We were in another company that had to do something with nutrition, with pets. And so I go to the pet aisle while my wife is shopping. When people walk, I say, man, is that your pet? That's a great pet. Hey, listen, I am a pet nutritionist specialist, and I'd like to share some info with you. That's all I do. I'm just an education program. And I'd like to see your little fur baby hang in there and go for it, all right? And have good meals. And then all of a sudden, I give them my card. Now, before they walked away, I would ask them, do you have a card? Now, listen, the same principles that I'm working here physically works the same way on the internet. I want their information. If they don't have it, I'm going to write it down. So somebody says, what do you do for a living? I collect business cards. That's what I do. And I got a hand up here, right here. Let's see. Jennifer, is that you asking the question?
No, not me.
All right. Well, there's a hand up there, and I don't know who it is.
Oh, it could be me. I don't know how to work this thing. There's a little...
Okay. Well, so it got canceled. There you go. Well, I just want you to know that, number one, none of you are invisible. None of you. Everybody matters, and everybody wants to have a team. But you got to remember, you got to own your own business. So if you're going to do anything on the internet, on the platforms that are out there, I'm telling you, you've got to do it every day. I don't care if you're going to post a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on Pinterest and then use some links on there, but it's just constantly going. Now, here's what you have to understand. I call it mall marketing. Have you ever been out to the mall in your town? And you go out there and there's always somebody with a little plate saying, would you like a sample? 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 They do that all day long. Does everybody get a sample? No. But those that do get a sample, there's a good chance they'll come in and get, order a meal or whatever they're doing. Same thing with talking about your business, especially online. And if you don't do it right, people are just going to pass you right by like the mall. You've got to have something of interest. And people, I'll tell you this, that today, they still join people. All right. You know, I've got a young man in my organization that's hooked up with the Philippines. And boy, is he excited. How did I find him? You want to figure it out? Anybody want to say something? You can unmute yourselves. Nobody's going to take a guess. How about LinkedIn? LinkedIn. This guy had contacted me on LinkedIn. I contacted him back. And then we had a couple of conversations. And I told him about our new project here, which is the Prima. And he said, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I've been looking for." He got so excited. You can tell it in his voice. We're looking for people that have excitement, not just because right now everybody is nothing but a ghost spot. I don't care if you've got 500 ghost spots, then they're not, that's all they are, ghosts. But the key is follow up. They're going to turn this thing on. And when they do, you'll have access to everybody's information. But what you don't want to do is sabotage yourself, because if somebody on your team has recruited 30, 40, or 50 people, that's their team. And I'm the fly on the wall. If they want my help, I'm here. 3-way calls, Zoom calls, whatever it is. So when you're working these platforms, you want to be able to get used to be able to just meeting people on the internet. And it would be good that maybe if you don't have a Zoom account, I have a paid account, but I suggest you get a free account. And some of you that are friends, you Zoom each other and you practice what it's like. And that's what I do. And I go into every Zoom that the company's doing. Why? That's a platform. And what do you mean? Well, if you've got somebody that might be interested in this new project, Oliavo, all right, then you've got to get them on the corporate Zooms. And you got to let them know up front, hey, you got to come see this. You got to come see this. Now, I do wish they would keep it to 30 minutes, because most people go after 30 minutes. And but it's got to be bam, bam. Oh my gosh, it's exciting. All right. And so kind of like this call, if I do all the talking and I don't accomplish anything that's going to help you, then you're going to, next time I do a Zoom, you're going to say, man, that guy wasted my time. It's the same way your prospects are on any of these platforms. But every time I post to Pinterest, anything, I put my links over there. If I post for, just something that I just accomplished with my pets, I still put links on that. And then, so you have to understand, these are just platforms. But like X, when you go out there to X and you make a post on that, and you try to post about your business and what you have to offer, most people aren't going to respond to that. But if you ask questions, now, hey, does anybody here have any advice for me? I'm just starting up a brand new business and I could use some expert advice. If you're willing to talk to me, I'd like to talk to you. Guess what? You're asking for help. But if you get on these platforms and you start shoving everything down people's throats and you become a dump truck, listen, you got to become a sampler like those people at the mall. A sample, a sample, a sample. And whatever it may be. And sampling doesn't have to be the real product. Sampling could be simply a conversation like we're doing now. Is this making sense to anybody? Jennifer,
I think it's great.
Jennifer,
Yeah.
would you feel comfortable in jumping out there on Pinterest?
I'm working on it. I like what you say. Yeah, about asking for help instead of dumping on them. I like that a lot.
Yeah, just sample. Remember the mall. Sample, sample, sample. You want to sample? You got to get people's interest, because if you do the dump truck, why would they want to talk to you? You've done told them everything in the world. I use a platform called Boards, Boards. And when I go out to GoDaddy, I buy me a domain name and I forward it to that board's account. When I'm going out and talking to people, I'll take this little NFS card and somebody will take it and just put their phone to it. It goes to that. That thing has a lot. Sometimes I'll build a boards with just a couple of bits of information. I call them teasers. But then I got some that I use that it starts from the beginning to the end. By the time they get to the end, if they're not interested, they're not going to do anything. I use another platform called Shuffle. Now, the reason why I like Shuffle, because if I build one of these boards and I build one that says this is Dr. H and Lady Karen, as somebody goes to there and they see that picture up there and they click on it, it automatically goes to a board's account. Now, let me tell you what Shuffle does for me. It lets me know if somebody went there. It lets me know how long they watched the video. But here's what it does for me. The other day, I sent out 40 emails that were asking people, to go look at what we had. Guess how many replied back? I had 5. But then I went back to those same 40 and I used that program called Shuffle. Guess how many people opened that text message? Anybody want to guess? 40. 100%. So if I was going to start out in the business, I would learn how to use Shuffle. I mean, I don't know what they charge a month now. I think I'm grandfathered in at $10 a month, but Shuffle is my #1 program because it allows me to build a digital business card about me. Now, here's what I do. I know Hernan asked me, he said, because he saw mine, and he says, do they ever fill out the form? I said, no, not right now, but they may. He says, do they ever try to schedule a meeting with you? I said, not everyone, but if they want to, they know how to do that. So I have all of my contact information in all the different formats, whether it be a Zoom. I'm just telling you, you're going to have to learn to use some of these things that are out there to help you get started, to help you get going. And there's one that's called tinycow.com. I pay a one-time fee for that, but it allows me to create a page that people can schedule a call or they can schedule a phone call with me. Now, once they do that, it requires them to pick a time, and it automatically notifies me that somebody wants to talk to me. Now, how many of you think I'm just going to forget about that and not answer that? No, I'm going to answer every phone call, every text, every email. So what am I doing? I call it trot line fishing. I'm not using one thing. I'm using everything to get somebody's name, phone number, and then find out. I like to use the word form. Family. Who's your family? Okay. Oh, what's your occupation? Or what's your reasons? Or what's your religion? Whatever it may be. Now we're down to the message. And that's a funnel. And you've got to do that with your online marketing. Now, I'm telling you, funnel programs are super expensive. So if you want to take and just kind of work out of your own pocket and everything, I've got a link on there where you can go to and build lead capture pages. And I suggest you get the big version, like 147 lifetime, okay? And you can build as many of those pages as you want. And you can build them as teasers. And then when people fill that out, that information automatically goes to a place where you can see their email, their name, and their phone number. I personally use Constant Contact. And yes, it costs me, but once you learn it, it's easy. But learning it is a strong curve. So if you're not good with a computer, that might not be for you. But there are people out there that can build it for you. There's a place called Fiverr, Fiverr.com. You can hire people to go into your account and build it and set it up for you. So really what I'm trying to say is, if you don't want to take the time to learn these skill sets, and that's what they are, they're a skill set, like talking in front of a camera. All right. So using a Zoom, to me, I'm used to being on stage. I've been on stage in front of 3,000 people at one time. And I'm just telling you, all you can see is the front two rows. The rest of it's dark. So what do you say? When I'm speaking, I try to find one or two people that I can focus on in spite of the 3,000. And why am I telling you this? Because on the internet, you might become bombarded with so many things, but you got to find out who it is that you can contact with on a personal basis. And that makes my public speaking super easy. So I'm not speaking to 3,000. I was speaking to one at a time. So Lauren, I don't know about you, but people say, well, I don't know who to contact. First of all, get your phone out. Start with the A's. And until you go through all the A's, then go to the B's. And do the same way to the Z's, all right? Now, that's your warm market. And so it can be something as simple as this. Hey, you want to have a coffee with me? Sure. Where? Oh, let's go to McDonald's. What time? How about 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I'll be there. And when you get there, you're going to find out, how's your family? How's your occupation? What's the reason that that y'all got together? And then ask them, are you doing anything? And this works for online too. Are you doing anything that is satisfying your financial needs right now? If they say yes or no, I'll say, well, would you like to know what I'm doing and working on? Sure. Then now we've got an agreement so we can go in and have that conversation. So the online platforms, go ahead and write these platforms down. First of all, Facebook. If you've got a Facebook account, create you a business account. And on the business account, you never post about your kitty cat. You never post about your doggy. You're going to post things that are inspirational, and you're going to show things where you're out there having fun in life. That's your business page. All right. Now, your personal page, you can talk about your kitty cat. You can talk about your dog, and you can talk about politics, but not on your main business page. Why? It's a business page. And so you got to create one or create what's called a private group. You want to post testimonies, lifestyle content. And if you've got some live videos, folks, it doesn't take no time to just flip your phone open, go to Facebook, create a live video. Oh my gosh, look what we're looking at. You can show them out there, show them all the flowers, and you say, hey, listen, if you want, and you tell them, hey, get back in touch with me. I want to find out what you're doing. You see what you just did? You asked them to share their information with you. And I've learned when you're on the internet, if you'll be more interested in finding out who they are and what they're doing, and is it working for them? Are they making enough for to feed their family? And they say, well, I've been working. How long have you been working at it? Well, about 6 months. Well, do you think in the next 6 months you're going to do better than the first 6 months? No. Then you want to go back in with that conversation. Well, I've got something that if you would allow me, I'd like to send you my digital business card. And I would send that card to them. And they would turn back around and they would automatically build a conversation. But Facebook, you want to take, and remember, it's all about engagement. Penny, would you agree with that? It's all about engagement. It's not about just posting. If you post something, then Jennifer, are they going to want to get back with you? Karen, do they want to get back with you? Penny, do they want to get back with you? Dr. Ace, do they want to get back with you? All right. So, you're going to have to run some targeting ads. And I suggest if you don't know how to do that, you might want to go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and hire somebody to create those ads for you so you're not wasting your money. Okay. Instagram. All right. And you want to optimize a bio of who you are, and then a CTA. What is a CTA? Penny, that's a call to action. And that's what you do on these platforms, all right? And you want to learn how to use hashtags. Folks, I cannot tell you, when I post about olive oil, Prima and Oleavo, listen, I've got about 20 hashtags on every post. I put them on my little notebook over here, and I copy them and I paste them. But this is the hashtags. If somebody was types in olive oil or virgin olive oil, you want to make sure that you're that one out there going, you want to sample, you want to sample, you want to sample. Okay. So those hashtags helps you with Facebook. They're also going to help you with Instagram. Now, TikTok's a little different, and you got to be careful so you don't get banned. Okay. But you want what's called engaging videos. Okay. For example, how do I put on the right makeup? How do I curl my hair, Penny? And people that want to know how to do that are going to connect with you. So once again, it's all about taking a cold market and instantly making them a warm market. But TikTok, and you want to use what's trending, okay? The sounds, the challenges, all right? But you want to, how often should you post on TikTok? Well, every 1 to 3 times a day. You see, when people say, well, I want to get on these platforms, folks, it's work. You've got to do something every day, because if you go back to the mall and that little guy out there is going sample, 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 and he's not out there anymore, they're going to have a lot less people coming into their restaurant. It's no different than with these platforms. You've got to post on Facebook. You got to post on Instagram every day, but you always want a call to action. Like, would you like to know more? Would you like to know where I got this? I wish that people hadn't shared some apps with me because I got so addicted to the apps. I was buying something like, I don't know if you ever heard of Temu. Anybody ever use Temu? Oh my God. You'll go broke. Yeah, you'll go broke. But Temu, why is there a call to action? Number one, many times I can get a good product that would have cost me 4 times more than what's on Temu. Now, how did I learn about that? My sister, she called me up, said, hey, are you using Temu? I said, what's Temu? And it's just a place to order product, okay? But it also allows you, now here's a secret, it also allows you to leave a report at the end, a review. And I always like to put in there hashtag Dr. Honea, then I was in a space, hashtag, for example, 41 Dream Team. That's my company, right? So what am I doing? I'm replying to those posts. I'm sorry. I'm replying to those posts. So you've got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got TikTok, then you got YouTube. And in YouTube, it's not about just posting something up there, for a few minutes or whatever it may be, but you got to be creative. You need creative videos and product reviews and the MLM tags I talked to you about a while ago. You got to learn how to optimize your titles. You got to learn how to have descriptions and thumbnails and use shorts for quick engagement, including links to video descriptions. You say, oh my gosh, my head's about to explode. Remember, everything I'm giving to you is something that you're going to have to learn, or you're going to have to hire somebody to do. It's not that hard, folks. But Facebook, absolutely. But create you a Facebook account that is a business account, and only post on that about your business, about your olive oil business, and keep it to that. All right. Don't post things, like I said, that people aren't going to be interested in, because you want to show that you're professional. Okay. And same thing with Instagram, short stories, short reels. There's a guy that's on Facebook, and he does this right here. He said, are you telling me for 40 years I could be doing this? Ha ha, no way. And then he goes in and shows you something that he's done. He's learned how to cook or whatever, but he's built a brand. My brand is I'm sorry, my brand is 401 Dream Team. And what am I? I'm a motivational speaker. All right. And so I want to get people, I'm an MLMer, and I'm an entrepreneur. That's who I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I love getting things out there to help people out. So, I pastored for years. And I'll tell you right now, you can stand out there all day long handing out a little piece of paper, and they may or may not come to your church. But once you've engaged into a conversation, they're more apt to come to your church, more apt to come to your business, more apt to join your business, because people join people more than they join businesses. Okay. And it's like Penny. She's got this, she's like a tree hugger. She loves everybody. She wants to take care of everybody. That's her brand. That's her mark. But the deal is, she's done, this is how she's fed her family, Penny, for how many years? The only thing you've ever done was network marketing, right? Penny, you there? Okay. I guess she's there.
Trying to unmute. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Just
30 years is what I've been doing. Before that, I was a co-director of a personal growth school.
Well, and that's part of your marketing. That's your expertise, okay? So we talked about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and but then there's LinkedIn. And I'm telling you right now, you need to show that you're a credible, that you've got something that you know who you are, and you know why you are what you are. And when you promote something, it's because you're an expert in that field as far as they're concerned, okay? But you share your thoughts on leadership and success stories, and you connect with a message to professionals with value. So use LinkedIn groups for your networking, where you're going to try to find people that are doing the like things that you're doing, okay? And I use LinkedIn every day, all right? Then there's email marketing, and that's where my constant contact comes in. You're going to get you an account. That's what I did. But the gold is in the follow-up, folks. So when they click and turn this business on, and you have access to all the people, all the emails, all the phone numbers, and everything like that you have personally engaged with, then what you're going to do, you're going to put them into constant contact, and you're going to build a dripping system. On this day, I'm going to take, and once they've signed up to get my email, they're going to go to number one, this email, and then 2 days later, get another email that's been pre-designed, 3 days later, 4 days later. So once again, these are things that you're going to have to learn if you're going to do online marketing. You've got to, the whole point is to get their information. And if they don't sign up, go into a dripping system, something that's got value to it. And that way, every time they go on that email, there's always a call to action. Everything has a call to action. And then there are CRM and funnel tools, which a lot of people don't realize is that Constant Contact has a CRM, all right? That's what you can collect people's names, their emails, and their addresses, and you can put in like maybe what kind of food do you like? It may be barbecue, it could be chicken, whatever. But these are fields you can create, especially like, for example, if I was running a restaurant, I put all these fields. What kind of food do you like? Do you like this, 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 and this? Well, listen, have we got some value for you? We're going to send you out some coupons. Are you serious? Yeah, we're going to send them out every month as long as you stay on our email list. Wow, value, okay? And then there's lead generation. It's another online marketing system. And you use scheduling tools like Buffer or Later or social media or TidyCal. I use TidyCal because it's cheap and it's great. It's easy to put together. And but then you want to do is set up autoresponders. If Penny reaches out to me and I say, Penny, thanks for reaching out to me, or maybe she doesn't buy an email, then it's automatically going to kick in an autoresponder, which means she's going to get something from me automatically on day one. And then she's going to get something automatically from me on day 3, then day 5, Then I'm going to go a little longer. And I'm going to get to where I'm only contacting her once a week. And after that, maybe once or twice a month. Why? Because these are emails that I have to set up, and they're known as autoresponders. I'm telling you, like I said, this may not be for everybody, because if climbing the mountain was easy, everybody would be doing it, okay? But you've got to learn how to set those things up on your platform. There's another company called MailChimp. You might find that it's easier to use, and ConvertKick, but I like, what I'm using. So, but you got to learn to integrate, maybe put a chat box on your system on Facebook. I personally was doing that and got away from it. It was just too much. I want to make sure that the person that's contacting me is real and that we can build a conversation. Now I will tell you, Messenger. I love Messenger, but not everybody uses it. So Karen, if I see that you've posted something out there about, let's say that you're not part of our team, and all of a sudden you want to know about chocolate fondues. You posted something about chocolate fondues. I'd reach back out to you and say, Karen, my wife loves chocolate fondues. What is your recipe? Now, that's a call to action. Okay, why? Because I'm setting them up. My wife would love that recipe. Can you send that to me? Wow. And then they say yes. I immediately send them a reply back from my tinycow.com/Honey, all right, which lets them have my contact for phone or Zoom. Also, I put my email in there. And so what am I doing? I'm giving them so many ways to get a hold of me that they're going to want to get a hold of me. And they want to keep me in their contacts. Why? Because I gave them value. Is any of this making sense to you, Penny? I think she's a little behind on her.
Yeah, and what
Go ahead.
I would be interested is hearing from folks about so far, what have you picked up that you think you would like to implement? Like, what would be the first thing because Dr. H is, as you can see, he's just bursting with all kinds of ideas, endless ideas about how he can reach out to people and find people. And what of what he has said resonates with you in a way that you think, well, that I can do. And maybe you need to ask one or two questions about how to get started with it.
Does anybody have any questions?
Anybody want to unmute? Yeah, Lauren?
Yeah, I can ask a question.
Yeah, Karen.
I have an old LinkedIn account that I've been thinking it might be possible to use. But then I have been told that on most social medias, you're not allowed to try to market MLM companies. So what about that? How can I be on one of these programs, and what can I say and what can I not say if it's not allowed to market MLM companies?
Well, because what I'm doing is I'm marketing me. Okay. I market me. And so I gave myself a name, which I like, 401 Dream Team. That's who I am. And I get people together and we socialize, we market things together. So does Zoom know that I'm doing a network marketing? No, not unless I put it out there as that. Now, I will tell you that you've got to go back in and look what these platforms allow and what they don't allow.
Right.
Just like if you're going to use YouTube, you have to tell it, yes, I'm using AI to create what I'm creating. That's one of their new requirements. And, and so you have to go back in and find out what their requirements are.
Right.
Okay? And I would ask you that when you do that, well, if you don't know that, to reach out to someone that specializes in YouTube and ask them, because you don't want to get out here and do all this stuff and then your YouTube channel go away. Because once you get 3 flags, you're gone.
So it seems like Yeah. So what do you think? If I were to choose one thing, to me it seems like LinkedIn would be the easiest for me. So what do you know that you can do? What do you know that you can do on LinkedIn?
Well,
What
let me
would
ask
I
you
have
this,
to? Yeah.
okay? What do you like to do? You like to crochet? You like to plant a garden? What do you like to do?
No, the thing I would want to do it for is to market Oleabo.
I know, but you can do that. But everybody on the elbow is going to say, "Oh, we got this great product. Come join me." You know. But here's the deal: if I built a conversation with you, then I'm going to stick with you. Why? Because I'm going to be loyal to you. But if everybody out there on Facebook is talking about Oleabo, you go back and ask the experts, you're probably not going to get any team leaders out of that. You might get a customer or two, you know, but if you're going to build a team, three who get three, that's a lot.
Mhm.
That is a lot. The average person in network marketing only gets 2.8, not even 3. And then they don't stick with it. And so you've got to get in there and treat it like a real business. You got to learn how to drip on people. You got to learn how to, you know, do you have a sonic drive-in up there?
A what?
A sonic drive-in where you live?
I don't know what
You have a McDonald's?
It's
right.
a
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have a sonic drive-in. And the one thing they say, if you'll get our app, you can get your drinks at half price anytime during the day. I said, really? So my wife loves Sonic. I do too. So we got the app. And in that app, when we go to buy our drinks, it says, oh, by the way, we've got corny dogs on for 99 cents. So what they're doing is they're upselling to me every time I talk to them. So you need to learn the art of leapfrogging. You need to learn the art. There's a deal I just sent out to Penny called our tools for our team. And man, that's got a lot of information on there. And Penny's allowed to, as long as you're on our team, she's allowed to share that with anybody to join that. And but once again, I like the trot line. I don't want to say I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go to LinkedIn and that's all I'm going to do. No, I'm going to go Pinterest. That's all I'm going to do. No, Karen, I'm going to post every day and I'm going to set a time. I'm going to post a LinkedIn and everybody else at 10 o'clock every morning. I'm going to do the same thing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or maybe 6 o'clock in the evening. But I go to work and that's what people think. And I would tell you, be cautious with AI because people want to do business with a real person. You know, I know how to make an AI, this conversation here, talk in Spanish or Portuguese. That's great. But chances are, unless somebody reaches out to me in Spanish or Portuguese, I'll say, oh, here's your answer. I'll send you this link. You see what I'm getting at? It's like fishing. When all of a sudden you get a nibble, you hand out that information. And so everybody says, well, I want to use these platforms. I want to get rich. It's going to take you 4 years, 3 to 4 years of being consistent and not jumping from company to company to company. Now you may have reasons for jumping. You may not be able to feed your family. And I would suggest, yes. Now I'm excited about Oleabo because you've got a unique product that's patented. You got a product you can't get anywhere else but here. And is it going to go out here and heal my headache? Is it going to take and let me grow back an arm? No. But is it something that my wife and I use every day? We use olive oil every day. When I want my wife, she's so excited because we can pour this on everything and even for our animals. It's something we want to use. So we want to buy this. Whether I was building a company or not, I'd still want the product. So, Penny, how about you? Would you still want the product? If you wasn't making a dime off of it?
Absolutely.
Listen to what she's
Absolutely.
saying.
So
Listen-
I want to go back. I want to go back to Karen and ask, did you get your question answered about your concern about, you don't want to just post about business to get your LinkedIn account working and active. You want to talk about other things to just engage in people and find people who have some kind of mutual interest. Does that
Right.
make sense? Do you see that? Do you see yourself doing
Yeah, I can understand that it makes sense.
Karen?
Yeah, so I want you to take and get you some three 5x7 cards, and I want you at the top left to write down what that subject matter is going to be about, and then I get you to write down a few thoughts on that you would like to support that subject matter. Maybe it would be something like crocheting and your how-tos. It could be food, whatever. But remember, it's like fishing. If you throw the line out there and somebody says, "Oh, I love doing crochet. Oh my gosh, I'd love to have that pattern." Is it Karen or how do you say your name?
Karen.
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 As you say, a car in the street.
Yeah. Well, my wife's name is Karen with an I like yours. So Karen. So Karen, I always keep it simple, make it fun, make it delightful. And even on the internet, just remember, people join people. So you can put all the programs you want out there. And I've tried everything in the world, even got banned a couple of times because I was spamming. And but then I've learned. I started to listen to people and I listened to the leaders. And it really all goes back to, if you look at our master distributor, Karen, I'm gonna get this right, Karen, okay, Karen, all right? If you'll listen to our master distributor with our company, what did he say at the end of his call? He says, network marketing isn't what it used to be. I doubt I'd even want to join anything. Do you get what he's saying? So we've got to change and we got to listen to this guy and going back to being heart to heart. And that when you post something, make sure it's something of value that people says, "Oh, Karen, she's doing pole dancing. Oh my God, Karen, how are you doing pole dancing? Who'd you go? Where do you go do your pole dancing?" You get what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to do pole dancing, but because you do and you made a post, somebody might reach out to you. That's like, and all you're doing is the mall. Want a sample? Want a sample? Want a sample? That's it. And if you keep it that simple, you can start to grow. I mean, I went out there and for a day and a half, I started at 8 o'clock in the morning and I would finish up at 8 o'clock at night. And I did this for 2 full days. At the end of 2 full days, I had 30 people. And then Penny calls me up and we're talking. She says, "Oh my gosh, you got 33. Now you've got almost 40. Now we've got 40. But what I'm saying is, whatever's out there is starting to duplicate. Is that making sense to you? It's starting to duplicate. So if you're doing something that's not working, don't get mad at yourself. Just toss it aside, start over, and find something and see if it works. That's what I'm trying to get across to people. I wouldn't go out there and learn every platform right now. I'd pick one. And if you're a newbie, are you a newbie at the platforms?
Yeah, absolutely.
Start with Facebook. And on Facebook, up there at the top, there's a search engine. Go to that search engine and just type in network marketers or maybe network marketers from like here, Tyler, Texas. But make it specific. And then all of a sudden, Facebook goes back and says, "Here's all these names." Then I'm going to go out there and start trying to join those groups. And I'm going to, if they'll let me, I'm going to post in those groups. Because now I'm with like-minded people. Does that make sense? So if Petey came to me and said, "Hey, Dr. H, I got this network marketing company and I can't, and let's say I can't stand network marketing, and she keeps coming at me with this network marketing, before long, I'm not going to answer her calls. Okay. But because she knows I love nutrition, and because she knows the value of what she's fixing to hand out to the world, it's called congruency. And I know that a lot of people on the call dropped off because I told them this call is not for everybody. I'm going to tell it like it is. It's hard. Even our master distributor said that. Did he or did he not? Okay. If you're going to do online marketing, make sure you're doing at least a gig of traffic. It may cost a little bit more, but you don't want any hesitation, and you want to dress appropriately. I did this casual because I was taking care of my dogs, but normally I'd be wearing a suit and I'd put on my hat and this is what I do to brand my product, man. Wherever I go, I got this hat on. That's my company, olivelifeforce.com, and go out there and use AI to pick you a really good name, a domain name. Go to GoDaddy, order that, and then turn back around and forward that domain name to wherever you want it to go to. It could be your sign up form. Okay. But you just got to decide, how does Corinne want to do business? Corinne, you don't know me outside this day. You're going to meet me for the first time. What would be your opening statement?
Are you asking me something? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. If you want to engage with me and you just met me, what would be your opening statement?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, great. Remember the word form, F-O-R-M. Okay. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Do you have any family around here?
Oh.
Do you have friends around here that you run with often? Let the F just be something that gets you going with that conversation. And then O, what is your occupation? Where do you work at? How long have you worked there? Do you like working there? Because that's going to open a big door. Is it giving you enough money to feed your family, or would you like to earn an extra 500 or something later on down the road? So F, O, and then R. If I was in a church, what is your religion? Okay. Or if somebody that's not going to church, what is your reason that you're doing what you're doing? What was your reason for moving up here? Why did I move to Tyler? So you're getting to know me, and I'm beginning to resonate with you. The internet is no different. If all you're doing is posting and everything, how many times you get stuff in the mail and you say, this is junk mail?
Okay.
Well, the stuff we're posting, sometimes it's just junk mail, and people just bypass it. But if you can get in these groups and you can join those groups and maybe get 2 or 3 people that you get to converse with one another, and you get to this called a warm market, because that cold market becomes a warm market when you begin to talk. Remember that word form, F-O-R-M?
Yeah.
Family, friends.
What's the M form for?
The M?
Yeah.
The message.
Oh.
That's the message you want to present to them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Dr. H, does your family ever use olive oil? Really good olive oil for you and your pets? Well, we get the stuff from the store. Oh my gosh. I would love to share a video with you that will show you the difference between the bad stuff and the good stuff. Would you be open to that? See, that's what the oak is stand for. Are you open to that? Okay. But then the M, this is the close. And you're not trying to get them to sign up. You're trying to give them enough information. They're going to come back and say, Karan, I ain't got to have this stuff. I don't care if it is midnight. Sign me up. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
So look in the mirror and look at yourself and say, am I someone that somebody would trust me and want to do business with? You have a very warm spirit, very warm, okay? Very caring, all right? And but at the same time, you're not a victim, you're a victor. That's why you're doing this. So get excited about it, because even if people don't join you, one guy said, if you'll set yourself on fire, people will bring more gasoline to see you burn. Okay.
Okay.
Same way here. Make the internet fun. Don't just be bam, 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 bam. That's where people are messing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so excited that you're on here today because you're learning stuff. Because everybody else says, well, Dr. H, I just want to know, I want to push one button, and man, next thing I know, I got all these ghost spots. But because they're ghost spots, when this company turns the trigger, what does a ghost do? It dissipates. It goes bye-bye. So first thing it does, I want to make sure I am ready when they turn that switch on to get a hold of all the people that I contacted. Now, what I'm not going to do is, because if Penny goes out and signs up a whole bunch of people and she's on my team, what I'm not going to do is contact her people. Okay? I'm only going to contact Penny. She's my team. But Penny has her team. But I will tell Penny, I'm always the fly on the wall. If you need me for a 3-way or a Zoom or go out to get coffee, I'm there. You let me know. Let's schedule this, Penny. I'm here for you. You're not invisible to me. You matter to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to generate excitement every time Penny talks to me, or try to anyway. But I love Penny, you know, and I know she loves me. And that right there is valuable. And that's what you got to create on the internet. It's like when people join people on the internet and you got these big influencers out there, people join them because they connected with them, and that influencer keeps feeding them information that they want all the time. So that's why they stay on there. Then the influencer says, oh, I found this new product. Wow, y'all want to hear about it? Sure. Click a link. Say, I want to know. And they do. And next thing you know, now you might have 1,000 people looking at your video, but 2 people says, hey, Karen, I really like that video. And what are you going to say? Hey, let's get together, whether it be a Zoom, phone call, you know, but just try to connect with them, because the gold is in the follow-up.
Yes, sure.
So Karen, everybody wants to go out and just post to the internet. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's a business. Okay.
Yeah.
How many times do you get all this junk mail that you respond to every piece of junk mail?
No way.
Thank you.
No
So
way.
the way we conduct our business on the internet, we don't want to be junk mail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, there's Dr. H. Man, he always has something nice to say. He always tells me just a little bit of a golden nugget. That's why our thing is gold, a golden nugget that's going to help me. And I hope today is going to help you. I hope I didn't waste your time.
Right.
Okay. Do you understand all the different platforms out there?
Pardon me? What?
You understand all of the different platforms that are out there?
No.
See?
No, I have never used it really. I have this LinkedIn page and an old Facebook page, and I haven't used them maybe for 10, 15 years.
Well,
So I just had it to start many years ago when I was younger. I'm 83 now, so it's a little harder.
well, you don't look 83, let me tell you.
It doesn't help.
Well,
anyway, thank you so much. I need to go now, so I will be leaving. But thank you. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Penny, is there any questions for me?
Karen, glad you're here.
Thank you.
I wanted to check with Lauren. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I thought Karen's question was really helpful. You know how we're not supposed to. We have to not break the rules for when we go on these platforms. But I'm gonna get ready to go to work, so I'm gonna log off my computer and I'll keep it on my phone. I'll listen in, see if I can pick up something. But when I drive, it's like down a mountain, so it's very twists and turns, and so I don't know that I could really participate, but I could try to listen. So But thank you for
Oh,
doing this, Dr.
good.
H.
Glad
That
you're
was very enlightening. And I do have a question. I don't know what my other question was, but on one point you said 3x5 cards and you said 5x7. And I'm not sure if you use both and if you use one while the person's there and you write down right after they leave, you write down what they say. If it's like, I
Here,
don't know, where are you
old,
meeting
old
them?
school. I carry in my pocket 3x5 cards. And my goal is to get 10 people that I can write on that card. Now, I have a box that's 5x7, and I transfer that information over into that box. And then I used to have two boxes. One was from 1 to 31, and the one was January to December. And I would go back in that, and that was my scheduler. That was old school. But here's what it did for me. I could pick up that 5x7 and say, oh, I talked to Penny on this date about that. She was going through this, bless her heart. I'm going to follow back up with her. So instantly, I've got something I can look at. And if you can do it digitally, go for it. But that's another thing you got to learn. But I'm old school.
Okay.
So
Okay. One thing, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. I I have a number of friends on Facebook. I don't know all of them, but I certainly don't accept all the friends that request friends. Just I try to be careful, make sure there's a mutual connection or something. But there's like a couple of thousand there, and I feel like if I just knew how to transfer those people over to a business Facebook page, or just maximize that to enrich their lives, and then obviously it could help me too.
yeah, if they're all friends, you can put on when you post something to Facebook, you got a new page. Then you down at the bottom, before you send that out, you want to put the @ symbol and everyone. So that's everyone that you know that's a friend that you friended and everything. It's the little @ symbol and then everyone, all one word. So when you post that, that goes out to everybody that you know. Is that exciting?
So I'd post that on the current personal Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then I would tell them, hey, I've got this business page. Are you allowed to say that, or is that Facebook jail time?
Well, you just say, hey, I've started a new business. I'm so excited about it. Would you come look at it and just like it for me?
Oh,
All right.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you're choosing a domain name, like what is yours again? Olive what?
What's that?
Yeah, you chose a domain name, it was on your hat. What's the name of your olive business?
Oh, well, there's an olive there. And one of the quotes that we have is life force in our business.com. But life force, if you go to life force, it goes to another company. Okay. But it's not trademarked. But I'm already my 4-1 Dream Team logo. I'm paying to have. That's going to cost me $1,500. It's already in the process of becoming trademarked. So, but I wouldn't go because I plan on being in this for a long time. I keep it simple, girl. If you got a hat that says I love to crochet, or you got a hat that if you go to Temu for $6, you can get you a hat and just put your link to your Facebook or build you a QR code and say, scan my hat. They'll say, what? Scan my hat. And they'll scan their hat. And that's what I do. I make it fun. And people, there's one preacher was standing outside with a toilet bowl on his head. And people come by and say, what are you doing? What do you do? He put something out there that generated a what? A conversation. And he told me he was a pastor of one of the biggest churches there in Indianapolis and everything. And he got their information. He said, I'd like to come by and see you sometime. And I want to be your pastor. Would you let me come by and say hi to your family? Sure. Hey, why don't you come to church this Sunday? You'll be my special friend. And I was at the mall and years ago, and I'm a preacher, but I'm dressed up as Count Dracula. And I'm handing out church tracts talking about how we're going to have this event. We'd like for you to come. Bring your kids. It's going to be candy free and type deal, and it's going to be an environment that you can do. Not all preachers like to do that, but that's what I did. And I met judges. I met police officers, and people came up and said, I can't believe that you're a pastor. I said, I can't believe it either. But then I handle my track. Hey, would you like to bring your kids to our little carnival we're having? Sure. Where's it located? You see what we just did? Call to action. Would you like to bring your kids? Can we get together? Can we have coffee? That's the CTA. All right.
Yeah, that was news to me when you said, I would love your recipe for chocolate fondue or something. I didn't know that was a call to action. Yeah.
And just, but whatever you've got, just, I put mine on a hat. I put mine on a business card. You can put it on anything that you like, but just, you can put it on the back of your car. That's what I like about having a domain name, and with a QR code attached to it. And people will scan that QR code, or they'll go to the website, and you can change out with a QR code. I use oneqr.com and for my QR codes. But if you want to know the tools I'm using, I share them with Penny. Penny will share them with you. And you just have to pick and don't get an overload. Don't get an overload. Slow down. Pick out one thing at a time. Try to understand it. Try to know how to use it. And then when you do, find another one that you can add to it, not dissolve it, because people got used to seeing you on Facebook. Don't vanish and go to Instagram and never come back. Once you start it, be consistent. That's the key. Consistent. Did that help you?
Yes. Thank you.
Well, Lauren, I can't wait to meet you with your video on, and I'll try not to scare you away. I can't hear. Can you?
It's an hour to go to work from here, and I have to be there by noon. So
Well, you better get there and be careful, okay? And
thanks.
we're so happy you came. I hope I helped some way.
Definitely. Thank you, Dr. H. Thanks, Penny, for pulling this together.
All right, God bless.
You as well.
Glad that worked out, Lauren.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch. Amy, Mona, anyone else have anything else that you would like to ask about? Or Ray, I'm glad to see that you just jumped on. I thought you were going to be on at the beginning and then had to go. So anyway, we're over an hour, and I don't want to take any more of Dr. H's time here. He's been super generous with all of his knowledge and information. But I would like to take advantage of the opportunity for you to be in front of him and ask, some kind of question about anything that would help you make use of the information that he's offered today. So who's got an idea of what you want to do with the ideas that Dr. H has offered?
This is Jan, and I'm sorry I missed part of the conversations because of my dog. I finally got him settled down, and now I've got to go to a chiro appointment. But it was like, what are some of the things that we need to introduce? I mean, what do we say right at the very beginning that catches their attention?
Well, a lot of times I would say this. I walk up to somebody, I'm going out to eat, and I say, hey, I'm Dr. H, my wife, Lady Karen. I put my hand out, and they shake it, and they tell me who they are. Then we build a conversation. So it's just trying to get somebody to do a CTA, a call to action response. It's that simple. And if you overthink it, you're going to freak out all night long. Let's make it fun. Just like you're greeting people. If you go to church and somebody new comes in, introduce yourself. That's all you're doing. And then start a conversation. Form, F-O-R-M. Where's your family? Where's your friends? Oh, occupation. Or what's the reason for you coming to this church or whatever? And once they give you their information, you're going to share your message with them and see if they're interested. And if they are, you're going to automatically set up an autoresponder, whether it be through a call, a text, an email, or just getting together. So it's, once again, the goals and the follow-up. And you've got to stay consistent with that. I cannot emphasize that anymore. Unreal.
Okay, thank you. I've got to go now. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this was recorded so we can listen to it later.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bye, everybody.
It was. We'll get it out to all of you.
Oh, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Penny.
Great.
Dr. H. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Glad you're on.
All right.
Amy, Mona, Ray, any of you want to speak up?
I just want to thank you for all that you've showed us today with everything, because I had no idea that all this was out here. And I've been struggling so bad with trying to get out to people. And I didn't know how to do it. I was doing it all wrong. I was
Ah.
being the spam. So I thank you.
Well, here's the deal. Be a friend to somebody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just keep it friendly, and you're doing it right. And just get some ways to get the message out and go from there. You know, and anytime you want to do a Zoom call with me and Penny, go to Penny, get it figured out. But she's your upline, and then I'll be more than happy to jump on here and make a private Zoom just for you.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Amy. Good to meet you.
Wow.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, are we all good now? Everybody got some good ideas that can help you move your business forward? All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. H. It's been very generous of you. And you're, as far as I'm concerned, you're our go-to guy for social media. It's
Well,
amazing what you know and what you've
I love
done.
you all. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.